Does Phil Spencer actually have a little spine in him? We see a little fight in Phil the Dill Spencer? Maybe. I don't know. Would be cool if that's actually the case. I would love to see, Phil go out of his way to make Xbox look competitive at least. Make it seem like he has some kind of dog in the race, because he does. So it's so weird to me sometimes when, when Phil Spencer acts like he doesn't care if Xbox does good or bad. It's kind of crazy to me when that happens. But again, when we see these types of things happen, it does make you kind of realize that there could be much more competition than what we've actually seen. And that's a real shame that we haven't been able to see Microsoft be competitive, especially after the FTC stuff, where Microsoft was like, let us compete. And then of course the whole let us compete thing was just kind of a bunch of nonsense at the end of the day, because they're putting their games on PlayStation, which basically means you've kind of waved the white flag at that particular point. I mean, if you're putting your games on your competitor's platform, yeah, it's over. You know what I mean? So hopefully this is something that I would love to see Microsoft back out of this and start trying to do anything to better their situation in the console space. I don't care about cloud gaming. I don't care about PC gaming. I just feel like it would be a very, very smart thing for them to do, to actually go out there and be competitive in the console space, because that's where their home is. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's only going to do a certain amount of things, but at the end of the day, that could be a good amount of money, right? Like PlayStation makes a ton of money just in the gaming industry, in the gaming sphere. So anyway, I want to get into this because I thought it was a very interesting topic. What's up, everybody? Crap Gamer here with Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you guys for checking it out. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that. It helps out the channel. It makes me happy. It keeps me going with all this stuff as well. So thank you guys. I do daily gaming content. If you didn't know, now you know. And that's something that I absolutely love to do, and hopefully it comes through to you guys. I do at least a video a day, sometimes two, depending on what's going on. So thank you guys for checking out the video. So anyway, Phil Spencer kind of took a shot at PlayStation. This is something you don't see every day. He takes a shot at PlayStation with the PS5 Pro price point, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer was featured in several interviews this week. Firstly, he joined Fallout TV creator Jonathan Nolan on a panel at the Paley International Council Summit. Now, during the conversation, the head of Microsoft Gaming Division said not having a new Fallout game ready for the show's launch was actually beneficial. The executive then stopped by Bloomberg's New York office for another interview. As reported, he revealed there's effectively no limit to porting Xbox games to other consoles following the launches of Pentiment, Grounded, Sea of Thieves, and Hi-Fi Rush, and the announcement of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. He also confirmed the existence of an Xbox handheld project, which, however, will take years to complete, and suggests more acquisitions might be possible, especially if it's an Asian developer. In the same interview, Spencer gave a little subtle dig at Sony's controversial pricing of the PlayStation 5 Pro console, saying the market won't grow with consoles that cost $1,000. This is what I'll point out, though, before I get into his exact quote. I feel like we're in this weird situation because of one of the reasons is that Phil Spencer himself isn't helping the situation, because he really isn't making the Xbox competitive with PlayStation. So that's one of the major reasons that the PlayStation is kind of doing what it's doing, because and Sony can pretty much get away with whatever they want, because let's just be real, who's going to say anything, right? Like, there's not anything that can happen. Nobody's going to go, oh, I'm going to leave Xbox and, or I'm going to leave PlayStation and join Xbox. Like, people aren't really going to do that as a whole. I get, like, some of my titles and stuff, but as a whole, you're not going to see a lot of that happen, because Xbox is in such disarray right now. It's just honestly just in such a weird spot. And why would anybody realistically take the chance of playing and joining Xbox if if they don't think Xbox is going to be around for very long, which is 100% could be the case if things don't start working out a little bit better than they actually plan. You know what I mean? It's going to be a very interesting way to see how how this happens, how things can kind of change in the future. But I feel like a lot of the reason that we're kind of stuck with what's going on with Xbox is because of Phil Spencer. And when you look at like the PS5 Pro, that price point, it wouldn't be $700, I guarantee, if Xbox had a competitor for the Pro. I can just guarantee you it would not be $100. We'll see what happens. But anyway, this is what Phil said, and I quote, "I feel pretty good about where the industry is going. To reach new players, we need to be creative and adaptive of new business models, new devices, new ways of access. We're not going to grow the market with $1,000 console." Now, the basic PS5 Pro costs $700, but if you add in the optional vertical stand and the disk drive, the price increases to over $800. That's twice as much as the launch price of the PlayStation 4 Pro, Sony's previous mid-generation console refresh. The PS4 Pro included a disk drive, but not a vertical stand. Microsoft hasn't mentioned anything about a mid-generation console refresh for the Xbox Series X and S. They did it for the Xbox One, of course. The Xbox One X launched a year after the PS4 Pro, offering a far better hardware at a slightly higher price. Microsoft probably calculated that due to rising manufacturing costs, it would have to offer a console with similar, if not even higher pricing than the PS5 Pro, and decided it wouldn't be a good idea to launch a console on the market. Again, besides, Microsoft isn't really focused that much on consoles anymore. While they promised a next-generation console delivering the biggest leap ever, likely with the help of machine learning, the real approach is fully multi-platform, as evidenced by the push on cloud and other consoles. So again, I mean, they kind of get it or whatever, that they aren't really focused on the console anymore. But we'll see what happens in the future with this stuff. Like, it is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like Phil Spencer sometimes talks out of his ass, but is this going to be something that we really kind of see in the future with Xbox? Are they going to be able to kind of go out there and be competitive? So I honestly think that this is something that realistically could change the way that gaming goes in the future, if Microsoft ever decides to be like really competitive and kind of go out there and make sure that people have stuff to play. There's a lot for gamers to kind of get into. I would love to see Microsoft stick with the exclusive kind of way or whatever. Just to me, it doesn't make sense not to have exclusives. Like, it's such a weird thing. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to sell a platform without exclusives? And I know some people are going to go, people are going to go, oh, well, it's, look at Netflix. It's like, it's not about a device or whatever, but here's the thing. Yeah, Netflix can run on a bunch of different devices, but Netflix content isn't on a bunch of different services, right? I think that's the biggest kind of thing that people don't really understand, and we'll see kind of what happens in the future with that. But again, I'm not totally giving up on Xbox. I think they got a lot going for them still. If they can, prove that they have some exclusives and things like that, I think they'll be in a much better spot. But I think it's going to take probably time. They have to decide to do something that is going to really kind of show that they're in it. You know what I mean? They're in it for the gamers. They're in it for fans. They're in it for the long haul and things like that. Because honestly, one of the most frustrating things about Xbox is the fact that they don't do a good job of sticking with a plan, and that's a really bad thing, that you have to kind of stick with the plan and make sure that that people believe in what you're doing. And most people don't believe in what Xbox is doing right now. You know, I don't see how anybody could be like, oh, okay, I absolutely love that, you know, Xbox is doing this or that or the other thing. But let me know how you guys feel. What would you like to see Microsoft change and do in the future? Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.